Hey everyone, welcome back to Cali Plants. It's me again, Mark, and we're here at the greenhouse today. And in this video, I just wanted to share you an unboxing that I did recently with a recent plant purchase of mine from online. And if you have been with me for a little while, then you would know that I also had a lot of plants recently I bought. Actually, some of the plants that you are seeing right now are new plants that I bought. So later on in this video, I want to share with you how I'm acclimating these plants because currently I've been acclimating them very differently than I was when it was still a little bit colder. So now that it's much hotter, that I'm finding that there are differences when acclimating during the summer and during the spring. So today I wanted to show you how I acclimate them during the summer. But now let's first go to the unboxing video with my plants. I got this batch of succulents from Miss Jinky Kadiogan from Benguet. You can see that on the inside part of the cover, she wrote me a note thanking me for buying plants from her, and I think it's just a nice addition that she took the effort to write me a note, and I'm very thankful for her. She sent the plants really well, and she also gave me a very big freebie. Actually, the first plant that I'm opening here is a free plant. This is a Graptoveria titubans, and you would know that I already have a Graptoveria titubans, and I'm very grateful that she gave me another one. And this is a clump titubans. This is a very big titubans. The second plant that I'm opening here is the Pachyveria frontinian, if I'm not mistaken. This is a new variety, I think, here in the Philippines. It's got more of like a narrow shaped leaves, and I think it's really pretty. I think it's a unique looking succulent with a very different looking texture. And I think it's really nice. It's a thick leaf Pachyphytum hybrid, and I really like Pachyphytums. Actually, I'm collecting more Pachyphytums right now. And the next plant that I'm opening here is the Sedum hintonii. This is actually a long time wishlist plant of mine. I've been looking for this plant for very long. Actually, other sellers have been posting it, but I'm always late during the sale, so I couldn't get my hands on one. But now that Ma'am Chinky has a Sedum hintonii, I think it's really made me happy to get my hands on one now. And it's a very unique sedum. It's a fuzzy looking sedum. It's got this it's got these leaves which are very hairy, which are very fuzzy, and I think it's very unique, which is why I really wanted that type of sedum. And right now I actually have these plants with me, so I already had them potted. So here they are, our Sedum hintonii, which is looking really pretty still. It hasn't changed much. And now we also have our Pachyveria, if I'm not mistaken, Pachyveria or Pachysedum frontinian. It's a little bit wrinkled because I'm still patiently waiting for it to root. And you can see that it's a lot more etiolated than when I first got it, because I'm placing them here in a more shaded part of the greenhouse so that they don't get burned. So they are stretching a lot. And our Graptoveria titubans, here it is, looking so tall still, and I've just managed to lean them here at the side of the pot so that they won't tumble over. But I think that if it grows a little more taller, I will move this in a hanging pot soon. And you can see that a lot of the leaves are drying out, so I'm just leaving them there so that they can help with the rooting of this plant. But I'm not giving it much watering because I'm afraid it might die. So the next purchase I did after that was our Sedum Craiggii. Actually, I forgot about the seller, but I'll be posting the name of the seller here. So this is the Sedum Craiggii. I haven't shown this to you in a plant haul video, so this is my plant haul video for this plant. It's a very unique sedum. It doesn't have a much tight rosette. It's actually more of an over there kind of rosette, but the leaves are very thick and it's very glaucous, which is, I think, very unique for a sedum. So it's not usual for sedums to have this appearance. It actually looks more like a Pachyphytum. So I think that it's a very nice addition to my collection because it's a sedum, and it's a hanging type sedum, I believe. So it's one that trails down, it doesn't stay upright. Also, the next plant that I got from the same seller of the Craiggii is our Echeveria pink Zaragoza, if I'm not mistaken. So this could be a pink Zaragoza. You can see that the leaves are really wrinkled because I haven't given it much watering, and also this one was in shipping for a little while longer than my other plants. Usually some other plants that I got, I usually open them right away, but those plants I actually managed to not get them right away from the office, so they took a little while, so they're very dry. Also with my other acclimating plants here, still they're very dry. You can see here that I've unboxed this months ago, but it's very dry still because it's still rooting. So this is our Graptopetalum ellen. But you can see here at the tips, it's producing new growth. So it's getting a little bit chubbier. That means that it's already rooting and it's already absorbing it's already absorbing water. So it's already taking in moisture. So it's producing new growth. Also with our Echeveria longissima, which is I got a smaller plant because the seller that I bought this actually sells smaller token size succulents. Here is our paradoxa. Okay, still alive, but I've been watering them a lot less than I usually water my acclimating plants. Okay, here is our albocarinata, looking so good. I'll be sharing with you some clips of these plants. Okay, what else? Okay, I think the one that I'm most proud of with my recent purchase is the variegated decora. It's a very pretty plant. It's really fast growing. It produced a lot of new leaves when it was still acclimating. So I believe that it roots very quickly than other plants. So I would recommend variegated decora if you're a beginner. Yeah, if you have a little bit of protection in your space, probably it would be better because this is a variegated plant. But I think that it roots very quickly, and yeah, I think that we won't have any problems with this. And I believe that this is also a fast propagator, but I think that you will propagate it by beheading. So that's what I would say. What else? Actually, not every plant is performing the same way. My Dark Vader produced these spots while I was acclimating it, so it could probably be sunburn, because I don't believe that it's edema because I'm not overwatering it. It's still thirsty, so I'm watering this very rarely. So I think those are sunburns. So this is a sensitive variety. If you're getting Dark Vader right now at the middle of the summer, you might expect it to get burns before you manage to fully acclimate it. Okay. Oh yes, the one that I think I'm proud of is the sedum. This Echeveria Snow Bunny. Isn't that nice? Isn't that so pretty? The purple leaves, so thick with farina, and it's so pretty. This is a big plant. So if you're planning to buy succulents right now in the middle of the summer, I would also recommend that you buy bigger plants because they can tolerate a little bit more sun, and yeah, they have more energy to spare as they are rooting. Because the smaller succulents, they might lose 1 or 2 leaves. They might not have the perfect looking rosette while they are still acclimating. So that's what happens if you buy a plant with very few leaves. But with bigger plants, it would acclimate much quicker, much easier. They have more energy for producing roots. And also the one that is not showing any signs of damage, but it's a small plant. This is our Echeveria Swan Lake. So this is a small propagation. I planted it in a bigger pot because I wanted it to grow bigger, because Echeveria Swan Lake is actually a big plant. This is just a small size plant that I bought, but I know that it will get a wider rosette very soon. It's much bigger than the neon breakers, I believe, when it's fully grown. Okay. So here you can see that I still have here my champagne hybrids. They're still alive. Okay, this is our unguiculata. It had lost a little bit of leaves. Okay, but I'm not watering this too much because I believe with the last unguiculata I had here at my place, I killed it because I overwatered it. So unguiculata can hold a lot of water for longer. They're ones that don't dry up very quickly. So what I would suggest, if you're buying very varied type plants, you acclimate them very differently. So those that have thinner leaves, you will have to water a little bit sooner than the thicker leaved ones, because here this is a thick leaved Echeveria, this unguiculata, so I'm not watering it very often. But the ones with thin leaves, like our Echeveria elegans, so you see it's get its rosettes close because it's very stressed with the sun. So I've been watering this a little bit more than the thick leaf unguiculata. So I'm acclimating them very differently depending on the plant, but also I'm not giving them a lot of water because it's very hot, and I already lost one plant okay, because of fungus. So this is what remains of Haggai tolimanensis that I have here because it got rot. So that's a sad thing to say. So far, with all of my recent purchases, I think that's the only one that got rot. So I think the Haggai tolimanensis, you have to be extra careful when watering that if you buy that plant. So yeah, how to acclimate plants during the summer. Yeah, that's what I would recommend. You don't water too much because of the fungus, but also you don't want to expose them to too much sun. Actually, my plants here, they don't have a choice with the sun. They will get the sun whether they like it or not. So that's how I treat my plants. Okay, I'm not babying them. I'm not putting them in any area. I want them to acclimate in my place to adjust to this greenhouse situation so that they become stronger. Because I believe if I put them in a shaded area, then I think they will be more prone to rot, and they will not develop as quickly if they are in a greenhouse. So acclimating in the greenhouse is very different with acclimating at your home. When you're acclimating at your home and it's not too hot during parts of the day, for example, you're getting sunlight for half a day and then it's pretty much shaded during the afternoons, then I think it would be a good place to acclimate your plants. What I would also recommend is that you don't move your plants very often, because I think it stresses the plant even more if you're adjusting it, if you're giving it bright sun and then you're instantly putting it in the shade with less air circulation. So I think that would be very difficult for the plant. So if you find a place in your house that only gets partial sun, only gets about 3 to 4 hours of sun while it's acclimating, then I think that's the best spot to put it, where it gets shaded, so that you don't have to move it very often. If you don't have that spot and your spot is very hot, then you can invest in garden nets so that you don't have to move your plants very often, but because I think that only stresses the plant even more if you move them often. And if you forget about moving them, then they could etiolate. You could have a lot of problems. So I think the best thing to do with the plant is you put it in a place and then you leave it alone, and then you just water it when it needs it. So that's what I would recommend when acclimating plants. Also, another thing is that I would recommend you buy less heat-sensitive succulents like sedums, like crassulas. They're not the best succulents to acclimate during the summer. I've seen my sedums and my crassulas, they produce less growth during the summer. They don't grow very much. So I'm actually very careful with watering my sedums right now, because these winter growing plants, if they get a lot of sun, if they get too much heat and they are not active, if they are a bit dormant, then they might get rot if they get overwatered. So you have to be very mindful of the dormancy of your plants. What I would recommend, cacti, echeverias, graptopetalums, those are a little bit more adaptable when it comes to their growing. They're more active growers even if it's a little bit hot, compared to sedums, to crassulas. They're a little bit more sensitive when it comes to high temperatures. So I think that's about it for this short video, guys. I just want to show you my new plants and give you some tips on how to acclimate your plants during the summer. Also, I would like to give a shout out to Ma'am Michelle Año Nuevo. She recently donated here at the channel. I'm really very grateful to her for her support here at the channel. It really helps out a lot in the production of these videos, and it also supports the maintenance of my plants. So don't worry, Ma'am Michelle, I will be using your donation very wisely. I think I will be using that so we can study more plants here at the channel, so I can share more tips with you soon with new plants. When I get more plants, I think we will have more ideas when it comes to caring for them. So make sure to subscribe if you haven't already, so that you will know when I have new tips for new plants. Real soon I will be getting more plants here at the channel. Also, I wanted to shout out to our channel members. Here they are, you can see them here. If you wanted to support the channel, guys, you can also click the join down below so that you can join our members. And also, you can send a donation with me via PayPal, or you can ask me on my Facebook page about my GCash account. So if you wanted to send money through GCash, I will give you my number if you message me at my Facebook page. So you will have just to look for my Facebook page. It's named Cali Plants at Facebook. So I think that's about it for this video, guys. I will see you on the next one. Bye bye.